We stayed in the beautiful Presqu'île Harbor for 3 nights, waiting for some storms to pass through. Then finally we had a beautiful, amazing day for sailing with a 10 to 20 knot breeze out of the north that pretty much let us sail the entire day. In fact, I would say it was the best sailing day of the whole trip. And we left Presqu'île about 6:30 a.m. and then we pulled into the Harrisville Municipal Harbor about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, this morning we are motoring out. It's about 6:30. We're motoring out from Presqu'île, and we have about a 55-mile run down to Harrisville today. Sleeping was a little rough overnight because the wind was gusting over 30 miles an hour, rocking the boat all over, and that created a lot of stress on what we might face in the morning. But looks like we have maybe 20-25 knot winds and about 4-foot seas out there today, so within the realm of what we've done before. And wow, what an amazing morning. The way the sun is hitting the shoreline over there is really beautiful. I think while we're in the protection of Presqu'île Bay, we're going to go ahead and hoist the main and maybe start out with 2 reefs until we get out there and see what we're going to experience this morning. We were going to set sail around 6, but we slept in an extra half hour to 6:30 just to make sure we had plenty of light for motoring out. Instead of in the dark. Wow, the sunrise is certainly not a disappointment this morning. Does not disappoint. I thought I saw Afika still at the slip in there.
I thought so too. I thought he just took off his sail cover. His sail cover was blue.
Yeah.
And it was the same.
Which means 6:28. I know he was going to try to set sail at 6:30. sailing just south of Presqu'Île, only a couple miles out. We're going dead downwind, which is making it a little hard to control the jib. We're attempting to go wing and wing, but the waves are making it a little challenging. Right now we're passing the stone quarry that's just south of Presqu'Île. When Andrew and I were coming northbound a couple days ago, we couldn't believe how many lights were on that place at night. We thought it was a city, but now it looks completely different in the day. And also we have a sailboat coming up, getting ready to pass us, called Afika, I think the name is.
Yes.
And he left out of port or out of Presqu'Île just a little bit after us this morning, and he's heading for Harrisville also. So his boat was a bit larger. I expect him to be passing us shortly. It's 9:30. We've been on the water for 3 hours. Thunder Bay is our next turning point, and that is 8 miles out, so probably another couple hours until we get to that. But our average speed has been around 5 knots. It's a little rolly out here. I'm not sure what size the waves are, but they are kind of tossing us around a little bit. I think Mary would probably be comfortable having less waves. But at least we're not motoring. Right now we're passing the Thunder Bay Lighthouse off of the starboard beam, and it looks like a pretty neat lighthouse, and the conditions have really taken a positive turn. That the waves have flattened out quite a bit. We still have some decent speed. We're getting, what's our speed now, Mary?
5.2.
So we're still doing a good 5 knots. The only problem we have is that earlier we were slowing down and we wanted to start the engine to try to motor sail, and we had the low engine oil pressure alarm coming on. So we turned the engine off, and I went down and tapped the sensor on the engine with a hammer, just because it seemed like that had been acting up a little bit, we thought. And now we ran the engine for a minute, and the alarm did not come on. So now we don't know if we have an actual engine problem with low oil pressure, or if it's just that the sensor is bad. So we're afraid to run the engine any more than necessary. And at the moment, that's not a problem because we have good conditions and we're getting a good speed. But we have a long way to go between here and Harrisville, and we're not sure our best course here. But what we've decided we're going to do, rather than duck into Alpena because it's quite a bit out of the way to go there, we're going to carry on toward Harrisville, and then we'll have a day of thunderstorms to try to maybe assess our situation and figure out what to do next. But despite that looming over our head a little bit, we are having a beautiful sail, and we're trying to put the engine problem out of our mind and enjoy the moment, which is very nice.
I can't tell if that's two freighters passing each other.
There's one freighter or something out that way too.
I think it might be two freighters passing each other, but then yeah, there's another one down there by that sailboat.
Yeah. Well, the wind died off somewhat, and we were down under 4 knots under sail alone, so I went down below and took a little hammer and gave a couple taps to the oil pressure sensor, and then we tried running the engine again, and the low pressure warning did not come on, and we don't know if it's a coincidence or if tapping the sensor did anything, but we're back to motoring with a little bit of push from the sail. We have about 2 hours until our arrival in Harrisville. There were, I think, 3 other sailboats that also left out of Castile bound for Harrisville today, and they were all bigger boats than ours. They were also motoring sooner than we did. So they all 3 passed us. In fact, they're way off on the horizon now ahead of us. But continues to be a really nice day out here. I think, you know, it would actually be nice to be sailing if we didn't have so far to go today. That we just really wanted a little extra speed from the engine. The way we're tying those sail ties now works a lot better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the halyard? Okay, it's made. this is a lot more peaceful than motoring.
Yeah.
We're going a bit slower though. We're doing still about 5 knots, so that's not bad. Mary, let me know if you see slip 42. I think it's about halfway down. I always love docking somewhere where I don't know the marina.
That first open area on the stern zone.
Okay, I see the slip. Glad Mary's so good at her line throwing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Good.
How was it out there?
It was